Hello, everybody. This is Francie. Today, I would like to take you behind the scenes of our beloved Angry Boars project. And I'm super excited to have Skip here with me today. He is the artist responsible for all our super cool boars and meerkats. And I'm really happy that he's taking the time today to answer our questions about himself, his past, and of course, the Angry Boars project. So Skip, thank you so much for taking the time and talking to me here today. Yes. So I have collected a few questions from the community.
Sure.
And I've tried to put them a bit in an order. So we will get there, like how you got involved and stuff. But I wanted to start like with the first question. So just maybe like a little bit of an introduction, like if you could tell us something about yourself, like how old are you? Where are you from? Where do you live now? How did you get into art? And maybe some previous projects or that you have been working on?
Okay. Well, basically, my name is Cătălin Șerbu, as you already know. I'm 29 years old. I'm going to be 30 in March next year.
Oh, March child. Me too.
On what day?
5th of March.
Oh, I'm on the 25th. I'm a bit at the end of the month.
But
I don't know where to start actually, but I had my come up. I was drawing ever since I was a little kid. I did graffiti starting from the 5th grade. I got in a lot of trouble. I was a problem child. I dropped out in the 9th grade and I lost 1 year. I had to take the exam for entry at the architecture school twice because I wasn't that prepared at the first time. So I had a lot of hiccups and a lot of struggles, but one thing was consistent, and the fact that I was always drawing, and I always liked to do this, and I knew what I wanted to do, even though it was a hobby, or there were periods in my life where I was trying to do this professionally, because I also had a period after architecture that I tried to do it as a professional, as an illustrator. Regarding this part, tapping into the part where you asked me about what projects I previously worked on.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't that big or so, because as I said, I had a brief and short career as an illustrator, but I had an Upwork profile where I posted my professional work. I did some illustrations, some black and white ones. I think I have them on Instagram as well, where for a tabletop game, for the rule book. It was a sci-fi setting. It was kind of my biggest job, let's say, at the point. I think it's about a year, or maybe something around a year, I think. Okay. I did some cover albums for some rock band in Australia.
Wow.
Some various random jobs that were the pay wasn't that great, but I was trying to do it, and I really liked to have this experience and wanted to start doing what I enjoy the most. Unfortunately, I had to stop because I had some bleak periods in which I wasn't able to have a sustainable income, and I had to rethink things, and I had to get back into architecture. I got really lucky because my girlfriend, which I live with, started working in a new place, and I joined it after a few months. I had an opportunity to get here, and it was a really nice experience over there. I worked at Terme, and we did a lot of cool stuff and big projects, and so, but now that it has overlapped with Angry Boars, I mean, it wasn't that that easy of a decision, because I also like architecture and so, but I gotta be honest with myself that this is what I love to do.
Yeah, I can understand that. You always want to do your hard job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the fact that working here, I had the opportunity to do what I like to do the most in this field. I was doing most of the concept art. I was thinking of the spaces and so on. I wasn't that much attributed to drafting or you know that sort of boring work, and so
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So I don't. Did I omit something from the question? I hope not. I went on a rant over that.
No, it's fine. It was an interesting rant.
Okay, I'm glad you feel about it this way.
Yeah, no, I think you covered it all. One of the questions that came from the community was if there's any artist that inspires you.
There would be some, but I don't know if they translate actually in my style or such. I really like Mike Mignola. I really like his dark, gritty style. It kind of introduced me to this whole genre of Lovecraftian horror, which I wasn't particularly fond before it, but coming into it, I started reading the books, and it all clicked, and I really enjoyed. It was a whole experience because it wasn't just the drawings. I associated them with the entire vibe of the world and the feel, and I really was impressed by it. And coming from that, I started looking for more artists that are somewhat in the same genre or style. And I think that's an area where I have a lot of influences. And even going further back when I was drawing architecture drawings, and so I really like to use a lot of dark, a lot of contrasts, a lot. My drawings had a lot of black. I had a lot of.
Going through your Instagram, I can see that, but it's really cool.
Thank you.
I can see the connection there. But it's good to know. I have to look this Mike Mignola, you said. I need to look it up.
He's the creator of Hellboy. He also directed the Hellboy movies, but he's the most known for the Hellboy comics.
Oh, okay, interesting. See, I didn't know that. I'm not too much into art. I just love looking at it, but not the backgrounds. So how did you get involved into Angry Boars? Like, how did it all start?
Well, I think I touched it a little bit, but I wasn't really into the NFT space, not until Gomez and Nemeko approached me, because that was how things got started.
So how did it happen? Did you just sit together, have a beer, and they just proposed?
Pretty much, going back, I used to do on my spare time. I had different gigs, jobs, or things I personally posted on my Instagram just to keep it as a personal portfolio, let's say. And Gomez is, we've known each other. We went to primary school. I know him since we were 7, and he's been following me on Instagram. And I think they were having this idea, and he pitched me, and he approached me again after a long time and said, "Yo, let's meet up. Let's have a chat. We have some propositions for you and such." And we just met up at lunch. We had a discussion. They proposed it to me. I knew a bit about it, but not that much as them. And I said, "Sign me up," of course. And we went to work. And you see what happened right now.
So this is your first NFT project then?
Yes.
So how did you decide for boars, or have there been any other animals in the pipeline that you were thinking about?
We had exploratory meeting. We were thinking at the time the NFT space wasn't that crowded as it is right now, and we wanted to do a badass animal and had this vibe. We kind of knew what we wanted to go with the feeling, but we didn't actually have a clear image of our ideas. So the first meeting after we talked and we set up to do this, we kind of met up again and decided, had some animals, had some testings, had some different ideas, and somehow the boar seemed the most appropriate to what we were thinking, and we all agreed that we should pursue this path.
And it seems like it's been a good choice because there are so many bears, pandas, apes. you know?
Oh my God, the apes. There are so many apes. I can't keep track of them.
It's crazy, but there's no boars. This is really unique out there.
We wanted this.
Pig. Yeah.
We wanted this. So we didn't want to be just your random animal project. That was, we really wanted, just as I said, to have a vibe, to have a badassery to the NFTs.
Yeah, I can see that. It's really cool what you came up with. Can you tell us a bit more about the process of creating an NFT with random traits? How does it work? How did you come up with the traits, and how does everything come together in the end? How did you do that?
Well, I'll give you some sketches just as you agreed upon after, but just to talk about it. Basically, I came up with some sketches of the boars, and we chose one that was the most fitting with the pose and maybe a position in which we would be able to show off some traits easily. And after that, I'll try to do some tests with some traits. Just throw in some sketches and see how it would go, how it would fill the space, what kind of traits would go, and so on. So it's basically an exploratory process, back and forth with a lot of random elements. It's kind of fun always to start and try do such things, and from there on, it just I take the sketches and I try to make one as clean as possible, just how I think the final product, the NFT, would look. When I did that, we basically have our first our patient zero, let's call him like that.
Okay.
And we can see what works, what doesn't work, what we like about it, what we don't, because we try to treat it as an finished product and go back and see maybe we could have done this better, and so. And it's always a back and forth. We can also figure out things moving along the way. But at that point, after we have that finished, I try to start to make, let's say, a head trait. Let's start doing 2-3 more and see how they shape up and how they look. And that's kind of the mentality behind all of it. And next thing you know, you have 100 and something traits. And yeah.
It's impressive. It's really impressive. Did you brainstorm on the traits, or did you just let your mind flow?
We did some brainstorming. We did at some point, as you can imagine, I can't come up with any more ideas, and the guys help me with various input. We always have let's say I make about 20 or 30 traits, and we also gather up and have a chat and discuss about them and what maybe can be done. Their input is very helpful, because I sit all day with my nose in the screen and I tend to lose track of certain things. And when they have a first look, it really helps me to figure out things from a different perspective, or maybe think about it as how you guys would perceive it, and try to put myself in your shoes. There's a lot of going back and forth with the traits. just to make sure we're putting out the best we can.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot. You guys are really complementing each other very well. It seems very smooth. Like really, really interesting to hear that how it just happened. Because we see the final product, but not how did you get there, like the whole process of it and how you guys like worked on it. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, it went really smooth. It really went better than I think it would. I really enjoyed it.
It's unbelievable that it's your first project. It's amazing.
Yeah, being that my first project, I don't really have something to compare it with. So I really enjoy it, but I don't know if it's I know it's better than others, but talking about the workflow, how it went and so on, I don't have an element of comparison to know if we could have done better or worse or so.
So how do you like the whole NFT experience so far? And have you run into any obstacles or surprises on the way, on the journey?
In terms of putting up the NFTs or in general as an...
Kind of both. Like, how was your experience with the whole creation process? And have you run into any surprises or obstacles?
We had some obstacles. First of all, I think by the end, because we had a deadline. I mean, we set ourselves a deadline, and at the end, things tend to become kind of hectic, and the developers kick in, and they need some changes to be done, and it's kind of a chaotic, but at the same time I understand it because there's no other way to do it, and those are some very stressful moments right before we dish them out. But I think we get better each and every time we do it. We did it 2 times. We're going to do it another time, and who knows what the time has in store for us. But
you're on fire.
yeah. I think that was the biggest, let's say, obstacle. The overall experience was actually amazing. I think it's life-changing what we went through right now, and my whole life shifted in this 3-4 month periods. It's really amazing what we achieved together.
Looking from the outside, I can only agree with that.
Nice.
And talking about tight timelines, I mean, you put a pace in there, which is incredible. So these angry meerkats, they happened so quickly after the boars. I mean, it was just not even 2 months, right? It was so close. And did you already have them in mind when you did the boars? Or how did the idea evolve of the meerkats?
We had an idea, but we were at the moment focused on the first collection to do it right. We know it was really important. It was our coming out, and we wanted to have our focus on that collection. We just had an idea. There was no sketches, nothing done whatsoever. By the time we were done, I pretty much started from the get-go. I mean, there were a few days maybe, and I started working on them. It was a lot of work involved, because that was a transitionary phase in which I knew I will have to quit work to be able to keep this pace and sustain it. But at the same time, I couldn't have left right there, right now. I had to give them a notice to do my ending period to kind of let the projects be in a state where if somebody comes after me, they won't have a mess right there. And I like to think myself as a professional. I wouldn't like to come into something and have a mess right there at work. And they really were very nice with me, and I didn't want to part ways on bad terms. So I had to have do some extra work to to be able to dish out the meerkats and to take the last steps at work. But I'm glad it all went out really nicely in both sides for me. I'm really happy how it turned out.
I mean, this is insane. So you've done the boars and the meerkats while still working your job. Like, wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't sleep a lot that period, but yeah, I'm really. It's awesome because I really thought about myself in general that I'm kind of slow. I was thinking because I didn't have in general deadlines and I wasn't really rushed in a way or shape or form that I usually take my time with my drawings. But doing this too, I really had to put the pedal to the floor, and it really helped me. It really helped me to speed up the process and explore various new ways of drawing and so forth.
Incredible. Like, wow. So when you talked about the second companion collection, did you were the meerkats clear from the beginning on, or how did you get to the meerkats?
Yeah, it was pretty much from the start. We knew we wanted to do meerkats. I mean, we had some suggestions in the community as well, but we knew we wanted to do them anyway. But that kind of gave us confirmation that it's the right thing to do, and so yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, we were set from the get-go with these. There wasn't any how we did with the boars. I mean, we didn't have any other exploratory processes with various animals, and so we knew meerkats were what we wanted.
So who is the Lion King fan of you guys?
I don't think we have that kind of a fan, but it was a given mostly because we kind of went with this Angry Boars, and we shaping out the sketch. We kind of liked how the Timon and Pumbaa feel was, the shapes, the forms, and so I mean it was not so obvious at first, but we kind of grew into it, something along that path, and we went with it, but because we really liked it, we thought it was awesome to do it like this.
Yeah, I remember when you revealed the meerkats, the idea of the second companion collection, and I felt will they go for the Timon and Pumbaa thing, which would be the most obvious, or will they surprise us? So in the beginning, I was like, they really went for the obvious, which was a surprise for me. But when I saw the first sketch, I was completely blown away, because you took it so much away from the Timon that we know. It's so different and it's so cool that I was in love instantly. Nice. And I knew I had to get more boars. So it was really, you kind of changed the whole appearance of this meerkat. That's really amazing, insane. I didn't think of Timon at all when I saw it. So that's really well done.
Thank you. Actually, it was because the Angry Boars, we were more, I don't want to say in a rush, but we wanted to dish them out faster. With the meerkats, we had the Angry Boars under our belts. We had a bit of experience. We knew what was required and what would we have to do in order to take them out. And I had, since we knew what we wanted and we didn't have to look for other animals and try to sketch things out, I had a lot more time to play with the ideas, to implement them. And so I think at the reveal video, Gomez showed some of the sketches, and just basically I had a lot more time and experience going into them. Just as you will see with the next companion, the experience, I like to think that the experience from these done projects reflects on the next one.
So you feel like it's already easier because you know how things are going?
Definitely. I know how to get my way around now and what to look after and what's more important and a lot of things actually.
That is cool. No, really, really cool. Does the community influence your work? Like, have you implemented any feedback from the community?
Yeah. I used to at the Angry Boars. I used to look on the Discord page and look into to search for some inspiration, because as I told you, at some point I'm kind of drained and I don't know what else to do anymore. And it's really helpful for me to find new ways of looking for traits and ideas. And so it's really helpful on that part. And it helps me. Sometimes the guys tell me what the community would like. We have talks about it and so on. So like the the diamond hammer, for example, that one was yeah. I really like the idea and I was eager to put it in practice. So the moment that we decided actually that the meerkat is going to be a bit different from the boar, because it's gonna have its hands showing up and we would be able to do different kind of traits, not just on the face. And so I knew I wanted to do this diamond band hammer.
I love it. It's my favorite trait. I wanted it so bad, but I'm not sure if the community wanted it more than Gomez.
Nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And I love how you how you've done it. And I'm so happy I minted one. It was the only thing I wanted was a diamond hammer, and I got it. So, well, yeah, I love this trait.
Awesome.
Also, the check mark for OpenSea is brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. That really came out of let's say frustration, because we still aren't verified, and we were always chatting. Come on, when are they going to verify us? Let's do something about it. Let's do a tweet. Let's do something. And I was thinking, what can I do extra for it to further press them, I think. And I thought it was a cool idea just to do that check mark and maybe dish it out. And it's just a joke. It's just I thought it would go really well.
It does. It's so much fun, and it kind of puts the history, like the journey, into the meerkats. Like,
exactly.
Maybe some people won't understand later, but people that are in now understand, and they will remember. Like, oh, remember that check mark? They didn't give it to us for so long.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's really cool. What is your favorite trait on the meerkats?
It's really hard to say, actually. I think I really like the tail, the one with the ghost coming out.
The haunted one?
Yeah. I really like that one. I thought it would be really... I wanted to see how far I can push that trait. I really liked how that came out, and it's simple, yet it's so suggestive and so different than the others. I really like the boar mask, actually. That one was... I also loved it. I don't know, from top of my head, I think these are my two favorites, let's say, from all of them.
Yeah, and I think, like, I have a feeling that the haunted tail is also very popular in the community.
Nice.
And the boar mask, but also the plague doctor is really cool. This is insane. Like, wow. I like this one as well.
I had some struggles with the plague doctor head, because when drawing it, I realized I kind of had a bad angle, because the meerkat was facing a bit more forward than the plague mask. I tend to be, I don't know, overly rigorous with this sort of stuff, and I always see my mistakes. Every time I see them, I know I could have done better, and I'm always pushing myself forward and trying to do my best. And I know that the Plague Doctor was a struggle for me because I had to redo it a couple of times and change it and adjust the angles. And so it was, I liked how it come out, but I knew I could have done better. And it's
so
in
cool.
the back of my head always.
No, it's looking when I saw it the first time, I was like, wow, this is nice. So different from anything I've seen before. It's really, really well done. So I wouldn't even have thought you had struggled with it. So interesting to see and to hear. Like
we had an idea about it because we kind of experimented with it a little bit when we did the Angry Boars. We had kind of a 2 traits in one idea, and somehow that came across as being the rarest ones. And we thought maybe we can tap into that and have a trait that comes across 3 traits. And that's how these masks were born, basically.
Yeah.
And I really liked how they gave them a unique feel. And I don't know if other projects have done this like this, but I really like how they came out.
Definitely, me too. So, is there any other like NFT projects or artists that you look up to? Do you own any other NFTs?
Actually, no. I'm a purist. I have only meerkats and boars. I regularly check projects because I want to. Maybe someone comes up with some awesome, amazing things, and maybe I can have inspiration from it. But most of the NFT space, it's kind of hard because a lot of projects are lacking, let's say. People nowadays start to do NFT projects. Everybody and their mom is doing an NFT project, and a lot of them are actually not that great.
No,
and it's hard to look out for great projects. Strictly from an art standpoint, I think the Mechaverse one, I really liked it because I saw their artists' Instagram profiles, and they really do amazing stuff, and also working in 3D. And so I know it's a lot of hard work, and it's really difficult to dish out something like that. And I think that's the most impressive one in terms of artwork, in my opinion, the Mechaverse one.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, no, I agree. There's not so much really good stuff like from an art perspective. Like that's how I found Angry Boars. Like I was looking through rarity tools, and I was really like, oh my god, these are so like, it looks like my daughter has drawn them.
yeah, I know.
And all this pixel stuff, like, which is really not my. I don't know how they sell for so much. It's like, oh my god, I can't get my head around it.
I know. I have the exact same feeling, but hey.
Well, you stood out, right? But you stood out, which is cool. So
nice. I'm glad we did.
So, are there any clues you want to share with the community about the symbiotes? Community question, huh?
I don't know, because I don't want to ruin the reveal experience. I'd rather not say anything, because maybe we can do something awesome and surprise you guys. And so I tend to not go off the books when this kind of subject comes out, because I don't know if Gomez or Nemeku actually shared something, but if we have a reveal, we want to come out with a bang. Let's just say it like that.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's a very cool thing to do, to just make it a bomb and make it bang.
Yeah.
And one last question from the community.
Okay.
What can you tell us about 7-year-old Gomez?
7-year-old Gomez introduced me to Counter-Strike. He had a PC before me, and I remember I was always at his house, and we were always playing games as kids. We were playing car games, shooters, and so just, I don't know, as little kids, we we grew up in the same neighborhood, and he was one of my first friends over there. We shared a lot of great memories, played football together. I don't know. We had a lot of great memories. Unfortunately, we had after primary school, he went to a different high school and obviously a different college, and we weren't in touch as much. But every time we would meet up from time to time, we would always be just like we were when we were kids and had the same vibe. And so it was. I'm really glad we reconnected in this way right now. It's really amazing.
So when did you meet Nemeku then? You haven't met him before?
Yeah, I did. A few years back, maybe, I don't know, 10, 12, something. Nemeku is Gomez's high school friend, and that's how I met him, actually, through Gomez. That's how I didn't know him before that, but since then when I was meeting Gomez, I was meeting Nemeku also, and I knew him before that. But with Gomez, I had the history.
So if you look at them today, like if you could describe them like in 3 words, like what would you say? What would you tell us about Nemeku and Gomez?
Oh, that's a hard one just to say from the top of my head. Maybe I can say about both of them. I don't know how to.
Yeah, sure. Like what would you say about Nemeku?
He's a true professional. He really is. He's outstanding. He really has a feel to put us together. He kind of is a leader in this way, and knows how to get things done. I mean, I didn't put it in 3 words, but I gave a description, a more broad description. But I really appreciate how he keeps the things going. It's really helpful for us.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like the community has a similar picture of him, like a similar image. So it's great to hear it from you, like who's much closer. Yeah, very, very interesting. And about Gomez, how would you describe him?
Oh, he's really passionate. He really likes it. He's the people's man. He always has been. He's an awesome guy. He really is an awesome guy. And yeah, you guys can see, I mean, just as you said with Nemeku, I think Gomez comes across exactly the same way. And I think this speaks for itself because these guys are genuine and they're them in the chat. Just as you experience them on the Discord, they are the same in real life.
Yeah, and that is so great to hear. And like, this is really the feel that we get from them, is like they're so authentic. And you can see this professional side in both of them, like the passion and the hard work, and you can still see the fun and the wit that they bring in. So it's such a cool combination. And I think that's what makes this project also so successful. With you in the background as the artist, like it's such a cool combo. So yeah, I mean, I'm really, really looking forward to what you guys have up your sleeves and what else is coming for this project in the future. Yeah, just so exciting.
Nice. We're excited as well. As you know, we really are. The Oink token came up yesterday.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. We are pushing harder and harder.
It is. I mean, we can see that. Like the pace is insane. So I think the community is already getting a bit insatiable with that because we're so spoiled.
Awesome.
But it's great. Yeah, I think that's it from the questions. It's really cool. Thank you so much for answering all of them. It's been such a cool talk with you.
Awesome.
And I'm just finishing this off, and then I'm switching off the recording.
Okay.
So thanks again.
No worries. anytime you can write me. I'll try my best to to get back to you and have a chat again and so forth. I like I said, I hope we can do a drawing session. I really would like to do that.
And thanks to you guys for listening in to this interview. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I thought it was so exciting and interesting to hear what Skip had to say. I hope we can do more of these kind of things and maybe even get Gomez or Nemeku for one of those interviews. I hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.